Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into the Icon G1 and G2 Ratchet that I picked up at the Harbor Freight Black Friday sale. So if you guys follow the channel, you guys know that this is my first time reviewing an Icon Ratchet, not just the G1, but the G2. I haven't bought either one of them. I'm not typically the channel that goes out and buys unnecessary stuff. Typically I just buy the stuff that I need and I'll review that. I don't buy a lot of unnecessary stuff. This is unnecessary because I already have 30 or 40 ratchets, but the sale provided pricing enough for me to justify buying a couple more ratchets that I don't really need, but I wanted to try out. So we're finally doing it. So I'm not going to go super in depth because if you want the Icon ratchets, I'm sure you've already done plenty of research and you probably already own them. So I'm going to go over a little bit of details real quickly, share my thoughts with you guys. Then we're going to tear them down, take a look, and then we're going to lubricate this thing and see if we can help it. So this is the R1 SG, the 1/4 inch professional low profile with the comfort grip, the G1. This is available in a non-comfort grip as well as a flex head as well as a swivel or roto head ratchet style. This is a 90 tooth design with a 4-degree arc swing. It does have that polished chrome, which is very common on ratchets in the US, and it is made of chrome vanadium. It does have a sealed backing plate and it does look to use T6 hardware. It is a comfort grip. It's kind of your just traditional classic comfort grip design, very similar to the Pittsburgh and many other brands out there. Nothing special, but still a very comfortable comfort grip. It's a kind of a classic, just color change really for the Icon brand. I will say it is a nice low profile head. These have been out for a few years now, and they were a great addition to the Harbor Freight lineup as far as thickness and tooth count and everything. So it was nice when they released these. It does have that kind of snap-on, that classic snap-on reverse switch. Obviously, just like a lot of the Icon stuff, it was designed to look very similar to the snap-on, and that definitely helps with sales. This is 7 inches long, and that's basically all the information we're going to go over. I think the quality on it is good. It looks nice and clean, no bad imperfections. There's the part number on it right there. The comfort grip, no big issues with it. Pretty dang comfortable for a comfort grip. The only problem I have with this ratchet is the back drag on this, which I'm sure has been mentioned multiple times in the past of people who have reviewed this ratchet, but I never actually attempted to even mess around with these ratchets in the past, but I was pretty blown away by the back drag on these ratchets. Like, I'm holding this straight up and down, kind of holding it at an angle so you guys can see, but it won't even fall. Like, it's got pretty bad back drag. Now, I will say it is smooth. It is a smooth ratchet, but that back drag, it's not Craftsman V series bad, but it is pretty bad. But it still feels smooth, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain. Huge improvement to the G2 as far as back drag. Much, much better. Here's my Milwaukee. This is a little bit longer, so that's not a good comparison. Very, very little back drag. Gear wrench 90 tooth. Falls no problem. Gear wrench 120 XP. No problem. Even a roto head ratchet, which is very typical or well known to have more back drag than your typical ratchet, doesn't feel as smooth as the Icon, but definitely less back drag. I mean, that is that is pretty bad. So we're gonna see if we can improve that, but let's real quickly go over the G2. So this is the R1 XLG, the 1/4 inch drive extra long with the comfort grip. This is available in a 9-inch locking as well as a non-comfort grip. This is just the one that I could get. The locking ones were all out. This, they actually switched to a 72 tooth for the 1/4 inch drive. The 3/8 I believe is an 80 tooth, but the 1/4 inch drive is a 72 tooth, which is a 5-degree arc swing. It does use their split pawl, which I'll throw a breakdown of the internals up here on the screen so you guys can see. what the internals look like, but we are going to take these apart just so you guys are aware. The split pawl allows 5 teeth to be engaged, so you still get really good strength. Gear is actually nickel chromoly, and once again chrome polish finish, but they actually went from chrome vanadium to a chromoly steel. It does use a sealed backing plate just like before, which I do notice that this is not the same as what they show online. Online they actually show an image, which I'll throw up in here, that looks like the Snap-on, but this is what the Snap-on looks like, with these kind of recessed areas for the set screws or the hardware, where these do not use this. So I'm guessing they changed the backing plate after all of the images were rendered for the design, I guess. Not a big deal. I mean, as long as it's sealed and it's done right, it doesn't really matter. But this backing plate, the hardware is actually, I believe, T9 hardware, so they bumped up the size of the hardware. And then as far as the comfort grip, complete redesign of the comfort grip, which I really like. It's kind of contoured to the shape of your hand, very comfortable, much grippier, and just overall much more comfortable. I do like that they kind of set themselves apart with this handle design over just the traditional G1 handle design. It is a TPV and it is chemical resistant, so you know it should hold up fairly well to chemicals over time. They still use that classic Snap-on reverse switch, but this one is a much lower profile, as you can see there. So I do like that. This one specifically is 12.5 inches long, so quite long for a 1/4 inch drive. Huge improvement with this 72 tooth gear. Just the overall gear design change really helped reduce that back drag. Still really smooth, still feels really good, just with much less back drag, so that is nice. Now one thing I did notice, and this may just be a me ratchet, this might be the 1/4 inch drive ratchets, I don't know, but when using the reverse switch, like typically you get that snap. Maybe you guys can hear that. When you switch from one side to the other, I think the spring pressure just isn't quite enough, but there's no snap. It just kind of rolls through. I can literally stop it wherever I want along the path. It doesn't really snap over, and there's no sound to it, like at all. But on my, now granted this is a 80 tooth and a 3/8 drive, it doesn't have the snap, but it does pop over. So I don't know if it's a 1/4 inch design thing or if it's a me ratchet thing. I don't know. It could just simply be the spring pressure or the spring that sits on top of the pin for the reverse switch. Maybe it's just not enough pressure pushing up on it. I'm not exactly sure, but not a big deal. I mean, it switches and reverses just fine. Haven't felt any jamming or anything weird or anything like that. So just something that I noticed. Both do carry a lifetime warranty. This is typically $33. I picked it up for $19. So well worth it to pick it up for a video and to beat up. I can take these to work. This one is typically $45, picked it up for $27, which I thought was a great deal. Something else that I wanted to mention that I didn't know about, there is a taper here, which I thought was really cool. So it is much thicker here, and then it starts to taper right here, about 1.5 inches down from the head. Tapers down to a thinner section that flows down into the comfort grip. Head of the G1 1/4 inch, roughly 23.4, and the new G2 is at 22.8. As far as thickness front to back, 10.8, and then the new one also 10.8. But if you get the reverse switch in there with it, 12.8, the G1 is 14.4. So that reverse switch does stick up quite a ways. As far as the shafts on them, this is 7.98, oh, basically 8mm. And the new one down here is basically just under 8, but it does go up to 10.1. So both priced really well on sale. I do love the G2 design. It seems to be really smooth, much less back drag. I like the new handle design. the new switch, the low profile, the upgraded material, as far as not just the handle material, but also being chromoly and the nickel chromoly gear. The strength has been beaten on by many channels and performs really well. The back drag is a huge improvement, and there are decent features available, different options, flex head, non-comfort grip. I think we're going to be seeing more here in the coming years. So let's go ahead and tear this thing down and lubricate it. I'll tear this one down just so you guys can see the internals. But now, one thing, huge shout out to a buddy that has been following the channel for quite some time, Cobro. Sorry if I completely butchered your username, no name Cobro. He mentioned that I need to be careful removing these set screws for the backing plate on the G2 because they are in there thoroughly. He twisted a couple bits trying to get it out. So if you are going to disassemble your G2 Ratchet, if you have a little mini torch, definitely use one of these. Before the video, I made sure to heat these up, and the G1 is going to use T6. So we'll just go ahead and get the backing plate removed off of this, and then we will also remove, but as you can see, I heated these up already and just broke loose the Loctite, but he was not joking. I attempted to break them loose to see if mine were as bad as his before the video, and they were definitely in there solid. I definitely had to heat them up to get these broken loose. So I'm really glad he said something before I attempted to break some bits. Definitely seems like the G1 has a little bit more lubricant inside. Looks like they're using a heavier grease on the G1, or they might just be using an oil on the second. I typically just run a thin oil in mine. I find that a lot of greases are a little too thick and then a little too tacky, and that can cause the ball to stick to the main gear, and that's what causes jamming. And then thicker stuff can also cause high back drag. So it does have the washer in there. Some people were stating that the washer may be an issue if you don't have the washer in yours. A lot of spring pressure there, but you can see it does have the washer. So it actually looks like not red and tacky, but you know, a Lucas grease in there. And then the pin actually shot out there. So I'm just going to simply wipe this stuff down, wipe out the inside, and then I'm actually going to try, typically use a 3-in-1 oil or something along those lines, but I actually have a couple knife lubes here, which is for kind of the same thing, pivoting. And so we're going to try some of this. That's 75 weight. This is 15 weight. So we're going to try some of the original, just give it a light coating. Okay, so got this thing pretty well cleaned up. You can kind of see the internals. Pretty clean there. You can see the little spring down there. This little ball sits in. Don't ask me how I managed to focus. Don't ask me how I managed to like get that to perfectly drop onto that. That won't ever happen again. Well, my battery died doing that, and it asked if I wanted to recover data, so hopefully I didn't lose any footage there. But either way, we disassembled, cleaned the lubricant, and reapplied a lighter lubricant, trying out this pivot lube, and we will see how it does. So definitely feels a little bit better. Still not as low of a back drag as the G2 for sure, but I think with some use, it's a little bit better. It's still not falling quite as easy as the others. So I may use it for a couple weeks, and then if you guys want to see an updated video, I may try a different lubricant. I didn't put enough in there, so I shouldn't have to worry about any of it really leaking out. But I think after use, it is going to get better for sure. Overall, still a nice ratchet, especially for the price. Very, very competitive price range for its quality range. And the G2, you can see here, the split pawl design, so it keeps those 5 teeth on each side engaged and really reduces the back drag on it, because of that tooth design. It also has to do with spring pressure. It's also a 2-piece reverse switch now, and instead of using that little metal ring, they do actually have O-rings on here, and then there is a seal on the back side for the reverse switch as well. So it is sealed really well, the design change there, and definitely dry. No lubricant whatsoever. I mean, there was a little bit right there, but that's about it. And that's all you primarily need, is actually on the mechanism down here. You don't necessarily need it on the main gear. These things are not moving at a high rate of speed for a long time, so it's not like, yes, it's going to help prevent wear, but it's not moving at such a high speed that you're like really wearing down on these teeth. So maybe I will put just a drop in here. I mean, you can hear it when you're using it that they're a little dry, but the back drag and the smoothness is still really nice. There's that split pole design and the tooth design. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this reassembled and share my final thoughts with you guys. So there we are, fully reassembled. It doesn't sound as hollow anymore. Still really smooth and very low back drag, especially compared to the G1. Much louder, but it still feels smooth, like I stated earlier. I think this is a good ratchet for its price point, but I think what they've done with the G2 is really impressive, especially keeping at its price point. It's still very competitive with many other brands, and they are very durable and strong ratchets. So I definitely think it's a good one for weekend wearers, DIYers, and even those getting into the professional field. I don't think this is a bad option at all. They have a lot of different options. I think we're just going to see more released here in the future. Definitely well worth it. Glad I picked them up on Black Friday. And I will have some comparison videos of this. And then I also have the 3/8 extra long. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts or experiences you've had with these ratchets. And as always, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.